I don't think it was ever a controversy, the American Eagle jean ad with the lovely Sydney Sweeney. A few dumb libs got pissed off and called it racist and called it a Nazi and called it. But when you read the papers and they're like, huge outrage. Oh my God, the controversy surrounds the American Eagle ad. No, it didn't. No one really gave a shit. The vast majority of people didn't even give a shit. Most of the rest that are left over liked it. You know, how do you not enjoy watching Sydney Sweeney's tits squeeze into some denim jacket? And then the small minority of people, very tiny, were the outraged. And it's all just manufactured. The media picks up on it and they make it seem like it's a big thing. They magnify it. And the loud, squeaky wheels on social media, they get to make it seem like a thing, but it's not a thing. It's never a thing. It just is what it is. And some people got pissed and they're loud and they got nose rings and they're ugly. So they get the attention. And that's really the truth of it. So a couple of things have come out because of it. Lizzo, big fat black Lizzo, decided that she was going to do a little thing on this and squeeze her side of beef body into some denim and do a little parody of the ad. But I guarantee you she thinks she looks good. And I'm sure comments and everything are just, you look good. You so much better. You look so much better than Sydney Sweeney. You're a real woman with a real body. Not like that Sydney Sweeney. Let's watch Lizzo squeezed into this like 5 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag.
Yeah, fuck out of my face. Ho, give me some space. It's way too hot up in here. I'm sweating out of my lace. Don't need no bottle service. We pulled up with our drinks. Trunk full of that Ace. Trunk full of that Henny. If we ain't got no Waffle House, we pulling up to the Denny's. I'ma give him a grand slam. He pulling off of the panties. The way he hit from the back. Yeah, fuck out.
The way he hit from the back. She's just singing her little song about going to Waffle House or Denny's or popping shit or getting fucked in her fat ass. Just disgraceful. Uh-oh. I think I need more soundproofing. Did the painters hear my last break? Good boy. The painters are here. They're doing work around the house, having some stuff painted. I think they might have heard me talking about big fat black ass getting fucked from behind. It's what it is. It's how shit works. Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
And hello, I am Gavin McInnes.
Together, we're Compound Censored.
And we'd like you to subscribe to our network that has more fantastic content you could shake a stick at. Use this promo code for a one-time super offer.
Do it. It's uncensored and oh so entertaining. Anyway, so that was Lizzo. And that was her take. And then I guess, Sean, I didn't send you this either. Beyonce, Levi's. Find the Beyonce Levi thing, because this is another joke. They get so mad at Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle Outfitters on the jean ad and jeans and blonde, blue-eyed white girl, and that's terrible. So then Beyonce is in some Levi's shit, and she's got blonde hair, which isn't hers. She's got very light skin, which isn't hers. And, it's ridiculous. You got a picture of this? I think we do. There it is. All right. Let's take a look-see. That's a black woman right there. That's a black woman. Blonde hair. She got the lightest skin ever. I don't know. When you look at pictures of a younger Beyonce, that was not her tone. That was not her skin tone. It's like Sammy Sosa. Remember Sammy Sosa when he was a person of color? And then like he washed his face in Clorox for a year, and that's what you get. So is this because if you're going to try to fire back at Sydney Sweeney, an American Eagle, you would get the darkest girl you could with natural afro hair, perhaps, or a shaved head, and predominantly African features that we've grown so used to in wanted posters, surveillance video. But they show us this, which is, what is it? Let's watch. No. Waves popping out your phone. Baby, you play too much. I've got the perfect pose. Baby, I'm an animal. Baby, I'm a centerfold. I know to go. What her Aunt Jemima thing on her head. It looks retarded. Look at her waist and her big fat ass. Oh no, is that what's his name? No, you. Of course. Of course. She's got to emasculate the white guy. Oh, piss off. Oh, just piss off with that. That isn't even a good... The body is just the big fat ass. I can't. All right, well, there you go. The gene wars have started. Both the GENE and the JEAN wars have officially begun. I fought with your father in the gene wars. Well, some good news. Confederate statue is to be replaced after being removed during all that George Floyd nonsense. You remember back there when they were tearing down statues that they were calling racist or, racist, pretty much just racist. So a lot of the heroes of the South, Confederate soldiers and generals and what have you, were ripped down. And we were told, of course, that these statues would find a place in a museum where there could be some context. A youngster can walk in and go, oh, this is Robert E. Lee right here. Let's see what that was all about. You'll read the text, but there's no reason to have it out in public. Why? It happened. There was a civil war. There were people that fought and lost their lives and fought for an idea and were heroic, noble. And statues were erected to these people. Yeah. And they just will rip it down. We'll just tear down the statues because, racism. And boy, I got to tell you, since they've torn down the Confederate statues, things have gotten so much better racially in this country. Haven't they? Haven't they? Because I knew that would happen. I knew when they got rid of those evil, racist Confederate statues that we would just get along better as a diverse country, as black people, I don't think there was as much of this looting, because it's looting. It's not shoplifting. This looting that's going on, even though there's not a riot outside or anything, there's just looting. I don't think that was really happening before the whole George Floyd thing. Because during the George Floyd thing, a lot of politicians and the mainstream media, the mainstream media said they need this. We need to allow them to destroy things. We need to allow them to steal and not be prosecuted for it because they're hurting right now. And they're trying to express their rage and anger at this racist country. So you let them do that. And now, even though the Burger King isn't on fire, or, they're looting. They just go out and loot places for no real reason. No real reason. Just because they can. So the statue thing didn't work out too well as far as that's concerned. But I guess the statue was on National Park's land. Bronze statue of a Confederate general was toppled by protesters 5 years ago, will be restored and reinstalled in Washington, D.C., the National Parks Service said. So I guess if these statues are in national parks, they can decide to put them back. Obviously, if it's on private property, it's whatever the property owner wants. But most of these statues are on national park land. So maybe we see a comeback. Maybe we see some of these statues that were toppled, and it was angering to a lot of people. It was the whole thing behind the kerfuffle that happened in Charlotte. Remember when Donald Trump stood up in Nazi regalia, gave a Heil Hitler salute and said, Nazis are great people, the best people, the only ones I want to socialize with. Remember that one? I think I heard that quote on CNN. And that was about, statues and should they rip down a statue. And then they got out of hand because this is what happens. The give them an inch, they take a mile school of thought happens with BLM and with LGBTQ. You give in to one thing, it's over, Johnny. The floodgates are opened. And that's what happened, because if you recall, they were all set to rip down these Confederate statues. And I think when they ripped down all the Confederate statues that they cared about in their cities and stuff, I'm sure there's still plenty in some places down south and what have you. But when they decided, that's okay, we got enough Confederate statues, they wanted Lincoln ripped down because he didn't do enough. He freed the slaves, but didn't do enough afterwards. Not enough, wrap-up work. And then, it came out, a lot of people, I guess, didn't know that Lincoln, one thing he really wanted to do was free the slaves, and then back you go to the dark continent, motherfuckers. And that didn't work out, but people found out that that's what Lincoln wanted to do, and they wanted to rip down Lincoln statues. Then the Museum of Natural History in New York City, amazing place, and its giant staircase to go in was the platform for Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt was very important to our national parks and natural history, bringing all that. He was an explorer. So a lot of that American natural history that the American Museum of Natural History collected. Teddy Roosevelt had a lot to do with that. So there was a giant statue, of Teddy Roosevelt on a horse. And he was flanked by an American Indian and an African gentleman. I guess a former slave, if you will. And that statue had been there for years and years and years. And when the mob got around to it, they saw Teddy Roosevelt on a horse and the Indian and the black guy walking next to and behind the horse. Yeah, there it is. and said, this is terrible and racist. Now, I would say, looking at that picture, that it shows three very powerful men in a very noble, regal, powerful image. This beautiful statue. This isn't insulting to any of the people depicted in this statue. It shows that the exploration that Teddy Roosevelt did in this country, he didn't do alone. He did with other people, American Indians and Africans. And how did they take that? As some type of, they were being subservient, and instantly called it racist. And within no time at all, a giant crane removed that statue, and that's it. Gone. Why? Because some people perceived it as offensive instead of looking at it what it was. Three powerful men exploring the country. Assholes. Just fucking assholes. So that's been what was going on with statues, especially right after the George Floyd thing. And they were appeased. They were just given carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Destroy statues, artwork, steal, whatever it was. And obviously because of the Biden administration, there weren't any repercussions. It was the Democrats loved this. They were cheering it on. Yes, it's about time. Why would we celebrate these men by having statues of them? Well, maybe, the saying that if you forget the past, you're destined to repeat it. Things like that. Maybe even if you hate some of these historic figures that were enshrined in a statue on public land with a little plaque telling what they did, even if you can't stand it, you couldn't see the value in showing people who that person was and what they did. You think hiding them in a warehouse or melting them down was going to get rid of the ideology behind what the person was all about? Because it's short-term thinking, it's stupid thinking, it's low IQ thinking. It's not thinking, it's just dumb. It's an emotional knee-jerk reaction that we see running rampant in the left and the black community, as they say. They call it a community. That instant gratification, knee-jerk, stupid shit that gets them in jail or killed or what have you. Because that's what they wanted at that moment. Yeah, get rid of that. Not seeing that every one of those statues could have been used as an educational tool for every person that was worshiping the person, the statue of the person. And I don't even think that was happening. There were 1,000 people that might have been able to use that statue as a learning experience, teaching American history. But no, get rid of it. Put up a fat black woman statue instead. Put up George Floyd sitting on a fucking park bench like he's a hero. And, by the way, don't put a plaque down that says what George Floyd was really about. Don't do that. Put this fake thing, how he's an inspiration, part of the continuing civil rights movement, and a fat black woman in Times Square. Yeah, put that statue up. But don't dare talk about the 75% illegitimacy rate with children, raising generations of fucking disasters. 80% STDs. How about that? How about committing murders at a rate higher than white men. No. You'll get the wonderful black woman. They are meant to be seen and heard. That's what we get. That's what we get. Really disappointed. Hello, we'd like to buy your Topo Chico company. She is not for sale. How about $1? Oh, we can use how many pesos? Coca-Cola went down to Mexico and just fucking ravaged Topo Chico. See, Mama, look at what I did. I sold Topo Chico for these beans. Now he throws the beans and it makes yeah. We remember, Anthony. We were kids once. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, how about this liberal woman? She is the depiction of the white liberal woman who, I just cannot stand these things. The guilt, the white guilt that oozes from them. The condescending way that they speak about things. When they talk about people, Republicans, conservatives, MAGA, they talk like you're in kindergarten. Well, I guess you should have known. Did you vote for Donald Trump? You want to fucking belt them right in the face. The nose ring, they're either the young, stupid college ones with blue hair and stuff. And you can almost give them a pass. They're young and stupid. They're literally in an indoctrination center. Every day they go into a classroom and are brainwashed by their communist professors. They hang around a group of people that just hit them constantly with, you're white, you have privilege, you're terrible. And they end up believing it because they don't have any real life experiences yet. So you can almost, they're annoying as fuck. I get it. But you can almost say, oh, you poor dummy, wait till you get a little older. The first paycheck usually is a real good slap in the face for some of these people just getting out of college. They don't understand things like taxes and all the nonsense programs that their pay goes to, that they worked a few days of the week and they didn't get paid for it. That money is gone. You worked Monday and you worked Tuesday, right? Yeah. You know what you made? What? Nothing. That money's gone. You're giving it, the people that have told you how terrible you are? Yeah, you're giving it to them. So until they get a little taste of real life, or they go, wait, no, I'm on your side, and a big fucking gorilla paw smashes them in the face, and they wake up a couple of months later, that's an education. But these women, the other group of these liberal white women, I know, Bill Burr, but believe me, there's some truth to this. Most of them are aging out, and this is their way to be relevant and to get attention. They used to get attention from that ass or them tits or a pretty face. That was their attention. People listened to them. They laughed at their jokes, all that stuff. And then they started aging out. And these are the ones that I really, really despise. They still go with the nose ring. They're trying real hard with the hair and the makeup. But you could tell it's like, not quite Not quite 25, are you? What happened there? And then they double down on their shitty attitude. Like at that point, you better be a pleasant person. Let's just put it that way. Like that pig from Green Acres, Arnold. Personality goes a long way. Dogs got personality. So you'd think you'd get, you'd calm down, be a little more open to other ideologies because, you're not making it just on your looks alone anymore, honey. So here's a prime example. This woman is, my platinum hair. She's trashing Donald Trump and MAGA, the usual shit. And she's got a little tiny nose stud, just enough for her girlfriends. When she goes to the clubhouse at the gated community she lives in, all the women go, "Oh, look at you with the little, yeah, it's my rebellious streak in me." Oh, I could picture it, hopping out of her golf cart in her gated Florida community. You look so good. Your hair is amazing. Oh, thank you. Yes, because all of them just yapping to each other about how awesome they are. And you know who else thinks they're awesome? No one. No one else. Now listen to this shit.
Hi, MAGA. My MAGA friends. I'm just kidding. I'm not friends with MAGA people. No, thank you. But I do have a very serious question for you. I had a pretty long ride from where I just was, and my brain just, I don't even have the radio on most of the time. I'm just in there thinking. And I was just wondering, why you guys hate everything. Why do you hate America? Why are you cool with just sitting and watching the Democratic Republic burn to the fucking ground? And you're not even watching, you're cheering it on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love to suffer. Yeah, because you're gonna also suffer under this authoritarian fascist fever dream.
When are we going to suffer?
You just pretend that you are patriots and you love the Constitution and you love America, but everything you do and say just kind of says the opposite. It says that it doesn't. The math doesn't matter.
Yeah, with her dumb fuck face. Yeah, because listen how she's talking. This is how she talks to her kids. This is how she, maybe use your big boy voice when you're talking, in front of company, or we'll have to send you to your room. We don't want to do that. I'm making myself mad doing the impression. That's what the condescending. And if she has a husband anymore, or if she ever did, I don't know. That poor bastard having to deal with this when he gets home. Honey, you said, you're going to take care of that, and I looked today, and it's not really taken care of, is it? Bam! Ugh. Look at her. What's happening around the eyes there, honey, and around the mouth? What is that right there? And the neck. That's, All right, roll them.
You know what I mean? So I was like, why do they hate America so much? How'd that happen? Why do you hate so many different kinds of people? Why do you hate women? Why do you hate single women?
Just you.
Why do you really hate single women who have cats? Forget if they have fucking blue hair. You're gonna stay up at night. You can't even get past it. I don't know why. They don't have nothing to do with you.
Oof.
I don't get it.
We don't hate women. We hate you. We hate women like you. And then she describes herself. Women. Why do you hate women? Why do you hate single women? Why do you hate single women with cats? There should just been a meow in the background to let you know that she has a cat too. Why need single women with cats that are aging out? Why? Oh, the condescending fucking that tone and the cadence. I don't know how a guy wouldn't just tell her to go fuck herself and run. Maybe they do. Maybe they have. Girls' night out. Picture her. I bet she's the life of the party. Get a few fucking margaritas in her. Ugh. She's like that fucking asshole from Sex and the City. Samantha, I think was the one, right? Oh. So did your delivery come yesterday, Samantha? Ah, the delivery came, and so did the delivery boy. We get it. You're a fucking whore. Ugh. I hate that woman. So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.